Yo, it's another podcast, and it's episode 18 of Bill, James, and Tig's Excellent Adventure. This week, I fucked up the entire podcast. So, we basically sat here and talked to ourselves for 20 hours. No, I'm joking. But we did sit here and talk to ourselves for quite a bit of time. And to make it up to you, instead of not having a show this week, I'm going to put together a couple of episodes, clips that I thought were good. I hope you thought they were good. And if you didn't think they were good, tell me in the comments, or don't tell me. I don't really know which one you're going to choose. So it's a delight for me either way. Anyway, enjoy episode 18, you funky bitches. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right, people. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. It's another. Because it's another. It's another fucking podcast.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. That's right. It's your boys, Bill, James, and Tig's Excellent Adventure.
It is excellent.
People. Yes, we are the number one podcast in the nation, the world, and all of the motherfucking universe, and we right here to bring it to your ear, bitch. Like and subscribe.
Put us in your ear.
So this clip is from episode 5, where we predict that Kirk Cousins will get a contract fully guaranteed by an NFL team. Only problem is we were wrong and we said it was the Jets. Well, I said it was the Jets anyway, and here we are. It's our terrible best of worst, worst of best, episode 18.
DJ from Full House.
I'll remember later. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. What does matter is we might have a historical moment in NFL history coming up here. The Jets are trying to make history. It's reported out there that they want to offer Kirk Cousins a guaranteed contract.
A max guaranteed contract.
The first
Or
guaranteed contract in NFL.
I don't know if
history,
it's
correct?
max, but yeah, it would probably have to be max.
I say they're worth it. He's worth it to the Jets. There are 12, maybe 15 serviceable quarterbacks in the world, and he is one of them. And if you don't have a quarterback in this league, what are you even playing for?
You're useless.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely useless. The Jets, I think, the Jets are definitely going to give him a max contract because that's what he's looking for. He's looking for a payday at this point because.
But do you think it'll be guaranteed?
If the Jets need to guarantee it to get him, the Jets will guarantee it. They will get him if that's what it takes. Because the Jets are a mess right now. And they need a quarterback to build a franchise around. Because without that, you turn into the Cleveland Browns.
Exactly. Well, I'm glad you said that.
Who was their quarterback last year? A nobody?
Who was the Jets quarterback last year? Who was the Jets quarterback last year?
See, that's the point. Half the teams have a quarterback no one can even remember.
Ooh, that was a good question.
Was it EJ Manuel?
Why do we have a question?
No,
why do we have a topic
EJ
we don't know
Manuel.
nothing about? No, it wasn't EJ Manuel.
This is a problem. If you don't know.
That's how great the Patriots were. They had 2 great quarterbacks, and they had to get rid of one of them.
Had to is such a strong
Josh
word.
McCown? Was McCown there?
He was, I think, he was the backup.
Josh
Bryce
McCown.
Petty?
Yeah, they went through all of them this year. They actually played everybody this year.
Bryce Petty is currently the QB.
So really what it is the Jets look terrible. But what if the Browns say, hey, the Jets are going to offer a first max guaranteed contract with all the dollars fully guaranteed. We got to do the same thing.
And not let their quarterback, their rookie, their second-year quarterback, who's the guy? AJ?
Exactly. Yeah, no, not let him do nothing. Let him go. Let him.
Really?
Well, first of all, what you need to do.
Is it AJ McCarron?
AJ McCarron is a free agent at this point.
Yeah, they could go get him.
Free agent.
They could go get
The Browns tried to get AJ McCarron during the season before the trade deadline, and they fucked up their paperwork and they didn't get it in time, so they lost him. So now he's a free agent. So everyone is talking about the Browns maybe revisiting AJ McCarron because at one point they wanted him. And I would just love to see A.J. McCarron play at some point in his career because he was a great college quarterback.
Yes, he was. And you were the first one to bring it up. What college did he go to? The University of Alabama. Roll Tide.
That is such a Cleveland Browns thing to do, just to fuck up on paperwork, and that's why they didn't get a player.
Oh, no. It was the most Browns thing ever.
That's horrible. They need to upgrade their fax machines or something.
They need to just fire everybody.
What it was is, the last regime, which I believe is different now. There's a different GM in place now.
Yeah, they got rid of all that nonsense.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
of that kind of shit that was going on.
And he is a professional, and they're going to be professional about this, and I agree with you. I was just throwing them in the Kirk Cousins mix because he is going to be available as a free agent.
The Browns are going to be looking at him. The Broncos, I think, is the best move for Kirk Cousins.
But I think they should
wants to win a championship.
I think they should go get A.J. McCarron. But you say the Browns. I mean, the Broncos. The best bet for the Broncos to me is to go get A.J. McCarron. So this next clip is literally just something I wanted to play because I love hearing this song and I love singing this song. So you get to hear it, and hopefully you love singing it too. If you don't, comment and let me know. I might change it. I'm not.
Tarek.
Let's keep it moving. Keep it moving. We gotta keep it moving.
Okay, let's move on to
the
the block party.
That song has been stuck in my head all week, Eric.
Oh yeah, it's stuck in there.
My girlfriend's like,
why the fuck are you saying that?
I was going to the bathroom the other day and I caught myself. I was like, he's on fire! I'm like, oh my god,
dude, your fist is on fire.
Man, they need to bring that game back. They need to bring that game back.
NBA Jam?
NBA Jam.
Oh, that's a classic.
NBA Jam's great.
Man.
Okay, what's going on in the NBA right now?
Everything, man.
He's
I don't know if y'all follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Twitter at Bill James and Tig.
Tig had some hot takes on Twitter.
Tig had some hot takes
all over that Twitter this week.
I love it.
He was the guy out. I don't know if you guys grew up in places where they do this, but he was the guy that went out in the street with his fucking pistol and just started busting out in the middle of the street. And he was just out there busting. He was on Twitter. He was just like, bah, 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 bah.
I got that to say.
I was like, oh my gosh. He's like, Lonzo Ball be the greatest player ever lived. No, I'm joking.
No, that was me. That was me.
That was James. James. I feel like James shot the first gun, and then that was like, oh, we're shooting guns. Yes, I need to say some things too.
I've been watching Lonzo, man. He's good. He's a tall point guard. He jumps past lanes. He's quick.
He thinks he can shoot threes, but he should not be shooting threes.
Are we really gonna start the block with? Okay, we're gonna go ahead and start the block with the balls. We start with the balls. Balls.
So overall, the Los Angeles Lonzo Balls, I should call them, are really taken to his passing.
Balls.
They're all playing phenomenally.
He should stop shooting 3-pointers.
Well,
as soon as everyone was like, Lonzo Ball figured it out.
Shooting.
He was like, I think he was like 5 for 28 in the last few games.
Yeah, but before that, he was like 10 for 20.
I think he had a 3 that almost hit the other side of the basket.
What he needs to do is stop shooting 3-pointers. I hate people getting mad at Ben Simmons.
Stop it.
Stop getting mad at Ben Simmons for not shooting threes. He just doesn't shoot threes.
What? If you're going to learn, it should be your rookie year.
No, that's a good thing. You learn in the court, in the gym, when you by yourself. That's how Kobe did it.
You know what? I actually
learn by not fucking up your team in the game because he's costing their team some possessions.
But they're winning.
Yeah. They're winning because Brandon Ingram and Julius Randle have been playing out of their
schedule's
minds.
getting real hard right now. This is why I thought they were going to lose
They just beat
games.
the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Who are garbage.
And Isaiah Thomas was having an FU game.
Who came off the bench?
Yeah. But he was knocking him down. But I want to say this about Julius Randle. Julius Randle is a straight up beast. He was not playing in the beginning of the year. He was getting benched. Coach's decision. Luke Walton was getting in his face, and now he's coming correct. Okay, he is bulldozing.
Yeah.
He is going lefty on all these people who can't guard left. He's nice.
But his only problem is
What's up?
when he plays good teams, he can't go to his right. And good teams like the Spurs and whatnot, scouting is good at those teams, and they just say, hey, don't let him go left and force him to the right. And that's when the Lakers struggle. So in this next clip, I prove that I am a genius, and I pick that the Cleveland Browns will choose Baker Mayfield as their number 1 draft choice in the 2018 draft. You are welcome, Bill, James, and Tig.
So, Bill, let's say they don't go running back, and they go QB for the first pick, which quarterback do you think would be the most ready to start for the Browns? I guess out of Darnold, Allen, Rosen. I'm not putting Mayfield in there because I think that's a terrible decision. If they draft,
I would
Mayfield.
go with Baker Mayfield. But I don't think they should draft a quarterback number 1. But if I was going to draft a quarterback,
You would go
I would
Mayfield?
go Mayfield.
Why?
How many of those quarterbacks were in the playoffs ever? Or even competed
Wait,
heavily
was
in
Wyoming in the national championship? No, Wyoming didn't make it, right?
It was
Right.
Alabama versus who?
How many of those quarterbacks have played in big games? How many of them quarterbacks have done what that kid has done? I mean, he's played in an actual tough conference.
Well, so based on that, then, so the Browns should just go after A.J. McCarron, not draft the quarterback, draft offensive lineman with the first pick, who the Giants are probably trying to draft, pass on Barkley, and then with that 4th pick, they can use it on defense. That's what you think?
Or on that 4th pick, go get a quarterback.
And you could still get a Rosen, an Allen. Mayfield could possibly still be there too.
And they don't have to start immediately. You got A.J. McCarron or whoever, you know,
Baker Mayfield's going to
Kirk Cousins, whoever, what's his name? I know, even though he's not talking about going to the Browns, but you know what I'm saying? If they get a veteran who can play right now, boom.
To do the Jared Goff route.
Right. And then 3-4 years from now, we can talk about
Get Jay
Mayfield
Cutler
or
on the
whoever.
Browns for a year.
Oh, my God.
Serviceable.
Oh, my
serviceable.
God. Let's talk about.
Love you, Jay.
Let's not ever talk about Jay Cutler anymore. Is he done? Is he done? Is he done?
Well, Tannehill's going to come back. Miami's possibly looking into QBs, though, because I don't know if Tannehill necessarily is a sure thing.
He sucks. That's
Say
a
it-
bad
say it again.
quarterback.
You think?
Ryan Tannehill sucks.
There he is.
Yeah.
There.
Shout out to you, Ryan.
So Miami
Tannehill.
could be in the market for a quarterback, actually. But it's not going to be Jay Cutler, I don't think. I think Jay might retire after this year.
One of the greatest Broncos of all time.
Statistically, the greatest Bears quarterback of all time, by the way.
Oh, wow.
Well, he is a fucking.
It's
he
a
had-
really low bar to get ahead, but he
the
got
dude-
ahead with the right amount of years
The
playing on
dude
a
that,
football
if you go
team.
look at his numbers, he has amazing numbers. Amazing numbers. And then you go look at his win-loss record, and you're like, oh, those are not amazing numbers. You're literally under 500.
Yeah. Those Bears teams weren't good.
No, the defenses were. The defenses were great.
Bears
The
defense last
offensive
year was a
line-
top 10 defense, by the
Look,
way.
I'm not
Everyone
trying to go
was-
into the why
were
is
number
Jay
10.
Cutler a terrible
They
quarterback.
were the bottom of the 10.
But he was
Bears
he
team top 10.
was a terrible quarterback because he got hit too much. So in this next clip, your boy James talks about punching ladies. Well, that's at James Haley 55. At James Haley 55. At James Haley 55. Matumbo! Punching bitches in the face. You already have a quarterback. True.
Who's getting Jackson?
How about getting some defense over
LeVar
there?
Jackson could actually be a great QB.
Could be.
Someone could
I
get a
think
steal.
so.
I don't know.
He actually-
those
when
type
he
of
runs-
QBs I hate in the NFL.
He doesn't run. He doesn't.
Not like I hate
He doesn't
that.
run to
Just
run.
that
He
style, I
runs
don't
to
think
throw.
works.
He runs to throw, though.
That's good, yeah.
He doesn't. If anybody who's watched this film, I mean, this guy, we're talking about Lamar Jackson for the Louisville Cardinals.
Nominated for Heisman this year, won the Heisman last year.
Sweet.
This guy can throw the ball.
And everyone's saying that he should play wide receiver. He's like, I got here playing QB, and I thought I did a pretty damn good job doing that, guys.
Why do they do that shit?
Because they're
white
assholes.
people hate black quarterbacks. It's still a fact. It's not 25 years ago they were saying black quarterbacks weren't smart enough to play the position. So
Yeah.
I'm not surprised that here we are 25 years later and they still are throwing that shade out there every once in a while. Oh, maybe you should switch to wide receiver.
They got Terrell Pryor, though.
Terrell Pryor
he was a quarterback.
was not ready to play quarterback yet. He was forced to go into the draft because of the allegations at Ohio State.
Man,
He
I
wasn't
would
ready to
love
play
for
yet.
the
He
Browns
still needed to
draft
develop.
I see.
He
Jackson.
still needed to develop and never got a chance to because he was out here doing stupid shit, getting tattoos for free and shit like that.
Yeah.
Not going to class. That kind of shit. You know? Shout out to all my Ohio State fans.
O-H-I-O.
Y'all better send them motherfuckers to class.
Is the
We
wide
send them to
receiver
class at Alabama?
Is the
They go
wide
to class?
Is the wide receiver position the easiest position to play in sports?
No, what?
Wide receivers are
Left
very
field?
big and tall, so I'm going to say no. In case
But-
I run into one.
But if you are
No, right field is probably the easiest position to play.
right field,
Yeah. There's a lot of standing around over there, I feel like.
no, but you're also hitting
You say in sports?
in sports.
In sports.
But you're also hitting a ball.
Hold on. No.
Wait,
I'm going to
maybe
say
the first guy in like the curling group
No.
that just like
In the major, the actual sports, the actual sports.
we're talking about real
Curling
sports.
is an actual sport.
I'm going to go with the center in
in football.
soccer.
That just hops back and forth like
Yeah.
in that little area.
Okay.
Fucking
You
useless.
can't cross that area, so you can't get.
Useless as
How about the American actual
isn't
sports?
Isn't the center in soccer the one that can go anywhere? On
Yeah,
the
but I mean,
field?
what does he do?
He runs from one end to the other all the time.
I mean, is that hard?
Because he's allowed.
Is that hard?
Eventually, that becomes hard.
How about the goalie in soccer? I always feel like
goalie
goalie
in
in
soccer?
soccer be underachieving.
They
I mean, what's expected of them is perfection.
Exactly.
They're like doctors. Like you could save
Yeah.
a million lives, but if one dies, someone's
they could
coming
read
up
a
to you
book
like, "How
during
could
the
you
game?"
kill?"
Probably.
When I'm watching
I bet
a game-
a goalie in soccer can get through one chapter of a book during a soccer game.
When I'm watching a game
Successfully.
and a fucking one guy's got and it's 3-0, and I'm like, damn, that guy
Sucks.
That guy sucks.
Yeah.
That guy is gonna fucking feel it tomorrow.
It's like really out of all the goalies, you picked this one who
Right.
gave up 3 goals.
His Twitter page is fucking going. See,
Death
I
threats.
think it's
Death threats.
harder to be a hockey goalie.
the
than a
fuck
soccer
yeah.
sure,
Are
sure.
you kidding me?
Thing going a million miles an hour,
yeah.
and it's like
That
an
puck,
inch,
that
an
thing
inch high.
hurts.
And you
Even with
wearing
those
all
pads
that
on, that
shit?
hurts.
You can't move.
Most of them dudes are like fucking giants. Too.
I got respect for hockey players.
I'm not. By the way, only reason I was talking about soccer players is those are the only people I feel like if they have to bring that heat in person, I can knock them out.
And you know what? And you know what?
You know,
They
soccer
would-
players.
You know what?
I can knock them out.
Yeah, and you know what? They would go flying through 2 walls because they're the biggest floppers in all
Yes,
sports.
exactly.
Oh man,
I know I can take
soccer flops are the best.
I'll never watch men's World Cup.
Whoop. I just go pow, and
man.
then they just go whoop.
I do enjoy the World Cup though.
No,
So
no.
anyway.
But hold on, real quick. Women's World Cup, I'll watch because you could punch them in the face and they'll keep running full speed.
I'm not punching any women in the face.
No,
I tell you,
Damn
if
it,
you
James.
would, they would
Again.
not stop playing. I didn't.
you can punch any woman in the face and they'll keep on going. Fuck yeah.
Because they're a powerful breed of people.
They will never flop. Is the point of that?
Speaking of
Hypothetical.
flopping, I
Yes.
love doing the segue. Because that is a perfect segue
It's a
into
perfect segue.
the NBA. So that last clip wasn't just about James punching ladies, but it was also about Lamar Jackson getting drafted, and we were the only ones out here talking about it. Hello. So anyway, I also want to say thank you for listening to this entire podcast episode. We appreciate you. We love you. And that's the reason we did this episode. I want to give a shout out to all of you who are subscribed and all of you who follow us and all of you who like and tweet at us and comment. Thank you, every one of you. This next clip is going to be the last clip. Doesn't have anything fucked up yet because what we talk about hasn't come to fruition yet. We talk about Kawhi Leonard and his trade possibilities, but I fucked up the audio on it, so it still goes into the terrible worst best episode 18, baby. Do you think he'll be in the same uniform? No, everybody knew the Pacers were going to trade Paul George because they were trying to trade him at the trading block. Do you think that the Spurs are going to trade Kawhi Leonard? Because that's what has to happen.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You think they're going to trade him?
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to trade him.
I think he's going to force them to trade them.
I don't think they're going to trade him.
I think his people are going to force the Spurs to trade Kawhi Leonard.
You know why? Because you guys ain't been doing your research, yeah.
No, I did.
I did a lot of research.
I did a lot of research on that, actually.
Because I think he's going to the Lakers.
Ramona Shelburne just did a report this afternoon.
Oh, where nothing conclusive was said?
Where she just said
there's an actual injury.
Are you ready?
Hit me.
She said that actually, contrary to popular belief, Popovich and Kawhi Leonard have been communicating this entire time.
Yeah,
and that
Pop's been texting him.
And Popovich and Kawhi Leonard have been talking since his wife died.
Great.
They have been in great communication and still have a wonderful relationship. This problem lies within Tony Parker and Manu Ginobili, who, if you saw anything from this last playoff series, they will not be re-signed. I mean, there's no way they're going to pick up any options with those two players when they're literally just depleted. They were a hindrance in this series, even though Ginobili had a couple of games where he showed up a little bit, but nothing. He only had one game where he really helped them win.
So that's what's keeping Kawhi off the court?
No, Kawhi is actually hurt. Kawhi is really injured. He disagrees with the medical staff, but that's not something that
He has like this condition. Apparently, this is what I was reading about, where his muscle is not like rebuilding correctly. It's actually doing the opposite. So he'll play a game with no pain.
Which is
2 days later he'll be in serious pain, and that's why they had to shut him down.
Which is exactly what Isaiah Thomas was going through with his hip. He actually was having his hip deteriorate, and he didn't know it. I mean,
they got rid of him.
Well, that's all later. But I'm just saying he ended up playing with it as to where he could have healed and let it heal and come back.
What about Kawhi's people that are trying to actively get him into a bigger market so they can all make money off of him?
Exactly. That's all hearsay, man. That's all people talking. That's all media shit. You know what I'm saying? That's all.
I think it's actually going on, though. I don't think it's all hearsay. I think that's actually
what it is to make sure, because this is the thing. The Spurs have a history of lowballing players, period, asking you to take less. They are before the end of this season, they had planned on asking him to take less. Before the beginning of the season, they had planned on asking him to take less.
There's no way Kawhi's going to take less.
Not at this point. They know that now. But, they probably thought they could convince him to take less because he's quiet. This is all a play. You have to play. It's just like we were talking about before the show. LeBron James takes 1-year contracts. Why? Because he's trying to play his biggest play. He's trying to
get that max.
bid teams against each other so he can get the max amount of money that he can get for 1 year. Because he knows if he does that over 5 years, it makes the team unable to go out and get other players and put them around him. Kawhi is kind of doing the same thing. He's just making sure that they come at him with that max because he's going to get $219 million. And there's not a player. Popovich told LaMarcus Aldridge to his face he was not going to trade him for nobody less than Kevin Durant. So who do you think he's going to trade Kawhi Leonard for? He ain't trading Kawhi Leonard for nobody. He ain't trading. Kawhi Leonard have to sit there and not play all next season, which will just make him lose money going into his contract year because people will be worried about is he actually injured.
I can see Popovich trading Kawhi for multiple players and draft picks easily. It's the Spurs. Popovich has the ability to coach a team to championships without a said superstar.
He didn't trade LaMarcus Aldridge, who is way.
He brought him in to play with Kawhi
because LaMarcus Aldridge was everyone thought he was done.
Yeah.
No,
he had a
he
off
wouldn't
year.
trade. He told him he wouldn't trade him because he's an excellent player, and he wouldn't trade him for less than Kevin Durant, LeBron James, somebody like that, Stephen Curry.
Yeah,
But
because
told
no
him-
one
he
would
said
even
these
offer
things.
that because they thought it was like, oh, clearly he's
You guys,
washed.
I think you guys. Are
So you think Kawhi's going to be with the Spurs next year?
he has no choice?
Is Pop going to be with
contractually.
the Spurs next year?
Yes.
Is Pop going to retire?
Who said anything about that?
I can see Pop retiring. He's been talking about it constantly.
No.
His
No.
wife just died too.
No, I don't know. No,
I can see Pop being tired of it.
no.
Either way, it's not up to Pop what to trade him or not.
It is. He's the GM.
Is he really?
You got.
Popovich is the GM, the Spurs.
He runs basketball operations, so he is the guy who decides what's going to happen.
Well, he runs the risk of if
He
Kawhi.
Popovich does all of this shit. That's why he had to go to Popovich to ask him for a trade. You don't go to the GM. You ask Popovich because Popovich run the shit.
Well, if he doesn't, then he runs the risk of losing Kawhi for nothing and losing out pretty much. He'll probably not make the playoffs next year with this ragtag group. Plus,
Oh no,
LaMarcus
if
Aldridge.
Kawhi was on this group, man, they would have gone probably 7 games with the.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, if Kawhi's on the
Next year-
Spurs.
Next year, if he sits out, whatever, trying to force his hand, then they're definitely not making the playoffs. And then after that,
They made the playoffs without him all. He played 9 games this season. They made the playoffs. See, that's what Speaking of which, that's a good segue. Going because people don't believe in teams if they don't have a superstar on their team.
That's not true. The Spurs never really had a superstar. I
They
believe in
don't-
the Spurs.
but no, people
without a
don't
superstar.
ever really believe in the Spurs, and they're always mad when they make it to the finals.
I always believe in the Spurs.
Just like the Celtics, Brad Stevens Celtics are fucking tearing up the league. It's ridiculous. They're
playing-
made it past the first round.
Scary Terry. Did you guys know that was his nickname?
Yeah, I knew it was his name.
If
idea
you're
that
a
was
point
his
guard
nickname.
on the Celtics, you will have a career season if you're starting.
Possibly, but
If it's not Kyrie,
Terry Rozier has handles. Did you see him put them? Put them things on him in his bag and went behind his
Do they
back.
even need Kyrie Irving if they got Scary Terry?
Of course they need him because Kyrie got to take a break.
it's like the Eagles. If you lose a quarterback, you have another superstar quarterback, and now you have a lot of trade chips.
Yeah, as long as Scary Terry's fine with coming off the bench.
Terry Rozier is fine coming off the bench. He's been coming off the bench since 2015.
Yeah, but now he has just arrived, and
Oh, man, he'll be
crushing
just-
it.
he'll
The
be
problem
just
is, okay,
fine.
first off, that Boston team's not going to beat anyone in the West in the finals. So I hope they actually don't get through. They're not going to beat the Warriors, and they're not going to beat Houston.
Well, they just beat the 76ers.
The Sixers,
in
who
the
are
first
super
game.
young, and I think they have some issues.
76ers look so young in that game. They look so like every time a shot would go
It was
in, they would go
crazy.
like this. Oh, the shoulders would just drop down.
They had way too much time off. I don't even think they were ready to play. I was really shocked. And Boston was just riding momentum at that point.
And I think Ben Simmons just looks like that, like a really sad giraffe. And then he dunks. And
That's a
then
great point. That's a great point. Sorry, I choked on some weed. That's a great point. But I was talking about Embiid.
Oh, okay.
Every time that ball go down into the basket, this motherfucker will be like, ugh. Like, come on. Can they stop hitting baskets, please? And that's
Well-
not good with a young team,
Yeah.
Everybody
Well-
getting this.
I have Boston winning one game in this series. And then I
think I
have
had them
Philly
winning two.
winning the rest.
And they're
Which-
in Boston.
Yeah, that was the game that I think that Boston was going to win. They were going to win one at home, I think. I think Philly's going to get back to where they're at. They
And
got get back into their fluid and their motion, and I think they're going to beat Boston for the rest of the series.
Well, that was the last clip. Hope you guys enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun to do. Next week we'll be back, episode 19 on Wednesday or Thursday or Tuesday morning or Tuesday night. Well, I don't know. It'll be next week though. We love you and good night.
Sitting at the crib watching TV so confused. Cop shoots a kid and they let the gun off. Cop dies in my